The English Channel churned, its waters restless and foreboding. Waves crashed relentlessly against the hulls of thousands of ships, each one carrying the weight of a monumental mission. It was June 5th, 1944, a date that would soon be etched into the annals of history. The fate of the world hung in the balance. Every decision made in that war room could alter the course of history. Across the Channel, the Nazi war machine seemed invincible, its iron grip tightening on occupied France. It had swallowed up most of Europe, leaving a trail of destruction and despair in its wake. Millions had already perished under its tyranny, victims of a ruthless regime. The free world looked on with bated breath, hearts heavy with hope and fear. This was the eve of D-Day, a day that would determine the future of freedom. The men prepared for battle, their resolve steeled by the enormity of their task. They were young, many still teenagers, yet their eyes held the weight of seasoned warriors. They came from all walks of life, united by a common cause. Farmers, factory workers, students, all transformed into soldiers by the call of duty, all united in a common purpose: to liberate Europe from the clutches of Nazi oppression. To liberate Europe from Nazi oppression, to restore peace and freedom to a war-torn continent. Their faces were grim, reflecting the gravity of their mission, the enormity of the task ahead. They knew many wouldn't be coming back, yet they pressed on, driven by duty and honor. The air crackled with tension, every moment a step closer to the unknown. The soldiers wrote letters home, their words filled with love and longing. They whispered prayers, seeking strength and courage. Some sang songs, trying to find solace in the camaraderie, in the shared burden of their mission. The weight of their responsibility was immense, each man a crucial part of the larger plan. They were the tip of the spear, the vanguard of freedom, ready to strike a decisive blow. The fate of the free world rested on their shoulders. The order came down: stand by to embark. The moment of truth had arrived. For years, the Soviet Union had borne the brunt of the Nazi war machine, enduring relentless attacks and immense pressure on the Eastern Front. Millions of Soviet soldiers and civilians lay dead, their sacrifices a testament to their resilience and determination. Their sacrifices bought precious time for the Allies, allowing them to regroup and strategize.
This video was proudly sponsored by Gologin, the best browser for multi-accounting. That was a brief moment, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to our video.
For a broader offensive. But the tide of the war needed to turn decisively in favor of the Allies, and for that, a new strategy was essential. A second front in Western Europe was crucial to relieve the pressure on the Soviet Union and to strike at the heart of Nazi-occupied Europe. It would force Hitler to divide his forces, weakening his grip on the territories he had conquered. The question wasn't if, but when and where this second front would materialize. The answer was Normandy, a region chosen for its strategic importance. The beaches of this French region would become the stage for the largest amphibious invasion in history, a bold move that would change the course of the war. The operation was fraught with risks, with countless variables that could go wrong. Failure would be catastrophic for the Allied cause, potentially prolonging the war and increasing the suffering. But the stakes were too high to ignore. The success of this operation was vital for the liberation of Europe. The liberation of Europe, the fate of democracy itself, hinged on the success of this daring operation, a turning point that would lead to the eventual downfall of Nazi tyranny. The plan was audacious, complex, and shrouded in secrecy. Codenamed Operation Overlord, it involved a massive logistical undertaking. Years of planning had gone into this single day. The mastermind behind it was General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Commander of the Allied Expeditionary Force. A man of unwavering resolve, he carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. The invasion force was vast and diverse. American, British, Canadian, and Free French forces stood shoulder to shoulder. They represented the best of humanity, united against the forces of darkness. Paratroopers would land behind enemy lines, securing key bridges and disrupting German communications. Naval bombardments would soften up German defenses. Under the cover of darkness, the invasion would begin. In the pre-dawn hours, the soldiers boarded their landing craft, their hearts pounding with a mix of fear and determination. They were a sea of determined faces, their eyes fixed on the horizon, each man silently contemplating the enormity of the task ahead. The air was thick with the smell of diesel and salt water, a pungent reminder of the journey they were about to undertake. Prayers mingled with the rumble of engines, creating a symphony of hope and trepidation. Some whispered words of comfort to themselves, others to their comrades. The men clutched their weapons, talismans against the unknown horrors that awaited them. Each rifle, each piece of gear, a lifeline in the chaos to come. Each man knew his duty, knew the importance of their mission. They had trained for this moment, and now it was time to put that training to the ultimate test. They were about to face the full might of the German war machine. Machine gun nests, artillery batteries, and fortified positions awaited them. Minefields and beach obstacles were strategically placed to halt their advance, turning the beaches of Normandy into a deadly gauntlet. The men steeled themselves, drawing strength from their comrades and the righteousness of their cause. They knew that unity and brotherhood were their greatest weapons. They were about to embark on a journey into the heart of darkness, a fight for freedom and a chance to change the course of history. With every step, they carried the hopes of a world yearning for peace.